A new number for the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline could open up mental health access to thousands more across the United States starting later this month. You simply have to dial 3 digits, 988. Action News 5's Kelly Roberts explains how a Shelby County Crisis Center is getting ready for a major increase in calls.
For nearly 50 years, the Memphis Crisis Center has fielded calls when many are at their worst. The call center picks up local calls to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
I always say we're in the hotline business. So what we do is we provide everything from emotional support services to collaborative problem solving to crisis intervention, suicide prevention, and even linkage to various community resources.
The center's executive director, Mike Labonte, says the call center has received more than 15,000 calls since January. Over the last 3 years, call volume has picked up more than 30%. Labonte says the pandemic increased calls, but in the more recent months, economic uncertainties and the political climate exacerbating an already busy call center.
We know that these things, what they do is they can exacerbate underlying mental health issues. And even for those that are mentally healthy, they can create stress.
And Labonte expects the increase to continue as a new way to reach the Suicide Prevention Lifeline, a way some see as more accessible, starts on July 16th. Starting then, you can reach the Lifeline by remembering and dialing only 3 digits, 988.
Many times, traditionally, people would sometimes dial 911. And we really, this is different than 911 in the sense that this is specifically for mental health services.
The federal government expects calls to the Lifeline to double, possibly reaching close to 12 million calls in 988's first year. To help call centers prepare for the larger call volume, the Biden administration dedicated more than $280 million to build out infrastructure at these centers. Labonte says the Memphis Crisis Center received federal, state, and county money for the transition. But those answering calls here are volunteers. Labonte says they're looking for more to join the team.
We're looking for individuals who are good listeners. We can train to the rest. And I will say that it is a very rewarding. I often hear from volunteers how rewarding it is when a volunteer comes by my office and says, I saved a life today.
Kelly Roberts, Action News 5.
And with the funds the Memphis Crisis Center is receiving, they plan to hire someone to oversee the whole 988 program. For a link to learn more about volunteering, visit this story on our website, actionnews5.com. And it's important to note, the 988 number goes live on Saturday, July 16th.